Greeting traders. In this class, we'll be learning about the basic market structure. Now, it is important for us to learn about market structure, even though it is the basic of forex trading. However, there are a lot of traders that are unable to identify where the price is moving upwards, downwards, or in a sideways range. Therefore, traders often make mistakes of buying at the top and selling at the bottom. Now, this is the mistake that we want to avoid. Definitely, we will buy from the bottom and sell at the top to maximize our profits and also to minimize our risks in trading. It is important for us to understand the market structure before we start to trade. Now, let's begin our class. There are three types of market structures. The first is the uptrend, where the price moves from the bottom to the top. Next is a downtrend, where the price is moving from the top to the bottom. And the last is what we call the sideways or ranging zone. It's where the price is zigzag around this area. Let's look at the market structure uptrend. Now remember this. You need to know the high, low, higher high, and the higher low. So normally price will form in an upwards motion, okay, where it will just keep continues to break the previous high. So once it breaks the previous high at this bottom here, we'll mark it as the higher low. Price pull back, and we mark this as the higher high, and price will keep continue to go upwards. Now let's look here. Price has continued to create higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then a higher high, and it keeps breaks the previous higher high. Where as you can see at this case now, the price has come down and broke this higher low structure. So once it's broke, and the price continued to go up and broke these higher high structures. Now when this kind of case happens, this higher high and this higher low is invalid. You will have this higher high, higher low, your higher high, and this will be your new higher low. Now let's look at the market structure for downtrend. Same as the uptrend, where you need to identify and need to know the high, the lower high, and the lower low. So for downtrend, price will move on a downtrend motions, where price will create the high, low, price pull back, create the lower high, and broke the previous low. This will mark as your new lower low. So price continues to go on a downtrend, and we mark the structures lower high, lower low, and price continue on a downtrend. Well, as you can see here, price has broke the previous lower high, and therefore this lower high and this lower low is not a valid structure anymore. This will be your new low, lower high, your new lower low, and this will be your new lower high. Now let's move on to the next market structure, which is sideways. From here you can see price will only move in a zigzag motion, where there is a resistance line and a support line. So price will move towards the support line, goes up the resistance line, and come back down to the support line and goes back up towards this resistance line. So it only moves between this zone. Now let's look at the example of the MT4 chart. Here on the market structure uptrend, we can see in the MT4, it creates a high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Same goes on and keeps going on doing the same structure. Now if we change it to the line chart, we can see even clearer. So this is your high, this is your low, your higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and continue. Okay, so the uptrend will only have this four structure, which is the high, low, higher high, and higher low. Now let's look at the downtrend. So in the MT4 charts, this is how the downtrend looks like. It has this high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And let's look at the line chart. Same thing that happens for downtrend. The high, the low. Okay, you can mark this as your lower high, this as your lower low. Yes, this is your lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low, and continue. Okay, as long as moving downtrend, we should have this structure: high, low, lower high, and lower low. Next, we look at the sideway. So sideway in the MT4 chart, we can see that same thing. If you mark the resistance at the top and the support line at the bottom, and price is only zigzag moving in this zone. So for SNR trader, normally they will take this opportunity to sell at the resistance and buy at the support. How do we use market structure to identify reversal? This is not very difficult to identify, and it's not very difficult to learn. Now let's look at the price. It is moving at an upward trend where it creates high low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then when we draw a trend line, price will touch this trend line and bounce back up. Now what happened when the price decided to break this trend line? At the same time, it broke this previous higher low, so it has created a new lower low at this area. Now if we look at this, price comes to this trend line, tested as a new resistance, and continue to go downwards. Therefore, this will mark as a new lower high. If we draw this zone, this is like a QM structure. So this is an over and this is an under. So we entry at the left shoulder and price will go back down. So when a price is unable to break the previous higher high and continue to break this lower low, therefore this is a sign of reversal. Now let's look when the price moving in a downtrend. So in the downtrend, remember the structure, price will create low high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So same thing as well. If we draw a trend line, right, you can see that the price is respecting this trend line. So what happened when the price decided to break this trend line? At the same time, it broke this previous lower high. Price comes back down to test this new trend line that it broke and continues to go upwards. As we can see here, price has created a new higher low, and at the same time this is a QM. Okay, QM, we have the over and under, left shoulders. Okay, at the same time we have this is a low, high, lower low, higher high. Price come back to test this left shoulder and continue on an uptrend. So when the price is unable to break the previous lower low, unable to break this previous lower low and continue to break this higher high, therefore this is the sign of reversal. It is easy, isn't it? It is not very difficult to learn, but most important part is that we keep practicing how to identify the structure, and this will be a very useful tools for us to trade in Forex. So what should you do next is go to your MT4, go to your MT5, go to your trading view, mark the 6 structures. You have to know how to identify these 6 structures, whether it's an uptrend, downtrend, or sideways. If you're able to learn how to mark this high low, higher high, lower low, higher low, and lower high, you will have an advantage in trading in Forex. We're going to use all these market structures later in most of our class. Okay? At the same time, you're able to sharpen and train your subconsciousness. The moment when you open the chart, you're able to identify what is the trend like and how should we trade according to the trend. The more practice you make, the more you will improve further. The next thing that you should do is to do 5 screenshots of the market structure, whether it's uptrend or downtrend. Do both. It is better to practice your eyes. Mark it for uptrend, high, low, high, high, higher, low. For downtrend is low, high, lower, low. Keep practicing. Do not stop. See you in the next class.